So next theorem is inner product is jointly continuous. So that is very important result. So statement of theorem is inner product is jointly continuous. Jointly continuous. So inner product is jointly continuous. So what is mean by jointly continuous? If there is some sequence xn which converge to x and yn is some sequence that converge to y, so it implies inner product of xn yn converge to x comma y. So this is a converge to x comma y, so it means it is a inner product is continuous. Now proof. So just remember the properties of the inner product. So we will apply in the entire chapter all the property of inner product. Now since xn sequence converge to x, so it implies norm of xn minus x approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. So if yn approaches to y, it implies norm of yn minus y approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. So this is my first part. Now my aim is to prove that xn comma yn minus x comma y, this approaches to 0. Now this can be written as xn comma yn, this, and here minus x comma y. So just write here. Now in order to prove my result, I just take this is as minus xn comma y plus xn comma y. So why I did this? Because when we join these two element, then one xn is common, here y is common, so this can be written as this values xn comma yn minus y. So this is a property of inner product. Similarly here y is same, so xn minus x comma y, this values. Now taking the triangle inequality, so this can be written as less than equal to xn comma yn minus y plus xn minus x comma y, this values. So by Cauchy-Scarver inequality, so this can be written as norm of xn, norm of yn minus y plus norm of xn minus x into norm of y. This is equal to this values. So this is by Cauchy-Scarver inequality. Now this sequence is convergent, so it is a bounded. So this sequence is a bounded, and yn minus y approaches to 0. So this entire first term approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. Similarly, norm of xn minus x approaches to 0. So this total approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. So what we get? We get absolute value xn yn minus x comma y. This is approaches to 0 as n approaches to infinity. So what we get? We get xn comma yn approaches to xy. So it means inner product is jointly continuous. So that is my result. Now after that, again I am going to prove very important result, so which is called a parallelogram law. So state and prove parallelogram law. So parallelogram law. So we discussed earlier, so below 10th class, parallelogram law. So here in the functional analysis, the statement is if x and y be two vectors in a, you can say that inner product space, yeah, we can say that Hilbert space. So inner product space or Hilbert space H. Then prove that norm of x plus y whole square plus norm of x minus y whole square. So this value is, which is equal to 2 times norm of x square plus 2 times norm of y square. So that is my statement. So this is my statement. So to prove this result, so first take, so proof of the theorem. Now what is norm of x plus y whole square? So which is a inner product x plus y comma x plus y. So this is a inner product. by definition. So this can be written as x comma x plus y, y comma x plus y, and this again can be written as x comma x, x comma y, y comma x, and y comma y. So this will be norm x square plus x comma y plus y comma x plus norm of y whole square. So this is equation number 1. Now second, we will find the value of x minus y. So how we will find the x minus y whole square? So this is x minus y comma x minus y. So this is x comma x minus y minus y comma x minus y. So this will be x comma x minus x comma y using the property of Hilbert space, minus y comma x plus y comma y. So this will be norm x whole square minus inner product x comma y minus inner product y comma x plus norm of y whole square. So this is equation number 2. Now adding equation number 1 and 2, we get adding equation number 1 and 2. So we get the result. What is that result? Norm of x plus y whole square plus norm of x minus y whole square. So which is equal to 2 times norm of x plus 2 times norm of y whole square. So this is called a parallelogram law. So remember that. So this is a parallelogram law. So after parallelogram law, we are going to prove a very important identity, so which is called a polarization identity. So this is very important and helpful in the major theorem of the Hilbert space. So just clear the board. So next is polarization identity. Polarization identity. So first understand the statement. So what is the statement of the polarization identity? So again in same case, if x and y, these are any two vectors in inner product space, H, then so what is polarization identity? 4 time inner product of x comma y, which is equal to norm of x plus y whole square minus norm of x minus y whole square plus norm of iota time x plus iota y whole square minus iota time norm of x minus iota y whole square. So this is a polarization identity. Now, how we will prove this result? So first I find the value of first two term, then the next two terms. So proof of the polarization identity. So we already did in the previous result, but we will again solve the same type. Now norm of x plus y whole square, by definition of norm, this can be written as x plus y comma x plus y, right? So take it as a single, it as sum. So x comma x plus y comma x plus y. So this is a inner product definition. Again x comma x comma y plus y comma x plus y comma y. This is, so this is x plus y whole square. So again we can solve. This is norm x whole square plus x comma y plus y comma x plus norm of y whole square, equation number 1. So this is my first term. Now second term. So again I solve second term. So second term is, that is in yellow color, norm of x minus y whole square, which is x minus y comma x minus y. So this will be x comma x minus y minus y comma x minus y. So x comma x minus x comma y minus y comma x plus y comma y. So this value will be norm of x square. So minus x comma y minus y comma x plus norm of y square. So this is equation number 2. So my requirement is norm x plus y whole square minus norm x minus y whole square. So just subtracting equation number 2 from 1. So if we subtract equation number 2 from 1, so norm of x whole square cancel to each other. So I get norm of x plus y whole square minus norm of x minus y whole square. So which is equal to 2 times inner product xy plus 2 time inner product yx. So from which I get this? So I get subtracting equation 2 from equation 1. Equation 1 we get. So we get this equation. So this equation is denoted as 3. Now just to find the second equation, so in that case I just change y to iota y. So just replace in equation number 3. So I just replace y to iota y. So what I get? I get norm of x plus iota y whole square minus norm of x minus iota y whole square. So which is equal to 2 times x comma iota y, right, plus 2 times iota y comma x. So this values. Now here iota is in the second part, in the place of second vector. So when we take it outside, it is a 2 iota conjugate x comma y, and it is from first, so it is a 2 iota y comma x, this values. So what is 2 iota conjugate? This is minus 2 iota x comma y, and this is 2 iota into y comma x, this values. Now my question required, so multiply this equation by iota. So multiply by iota. So we get, so when we multiply by iota, so we get iota into x plus iota y whole square minus iota x minus iota y whole square. So this is iota square minus 1. So 2 into x comma y minus, because iota square minus 1, so 2 into y comma x. So this is equation number 4. Suppose now adding these two equations, this equation 3 and equation 4, this second term and here this second term, this cancel to each other. So what we get? We get adding equation 3 and 4, we get what we get? We get our result. So what is that result? Which is a norm of x plus y whole square minus norm of x minus y whole square plus iota time norm of x plus iota y whole square minus iota time x minus iota y whole square, and this is equal to 4 times inner product of xy, so which is a polarization identity. So we will use this identity into next theorem, so which is very important result. So result is a Banach space is a Hilbert space if and only if its norm satisfy the parallelogram law. So this result is very important, so we will discuss in the next lecture.